What's up, you bastards? Welcome back to It's Tough, the Magnum True Child podcast. Today on It's Tough, we have Evan.
Nice to meet you all.
And, but before we talk to him, you guys know what the fucking deal is. I'm doing this a day back because I'm going to be in fucking Canada next week, which is this week that I'm going to be releasing this. So I still think that we're at 92 subs. So whatever sub number we're at, let's get it to 10 fucking more.
Let's get it.
And then you guys know what to do. Like this video. Comment, throw a comment. If you know Evan, if you know me, just drop a comment. Say, hey, how's it going now? We'll respond with, oh, it's going great. And, check out the timestamps, okay? I've been working hard on a timestamp, or not that hard, but working on them.
Yeah, I noticed that. In the bottom, I've never actually clicked on them, but, I mean, it helps.
I think for some people, all right, I can't expect everyone to want to watch an hour and a half podcast of my dumbass talking to some other person that may be a fucking dumbass too. So I figure, all right, if I can put a timestamp of, at this point we talked about this, and you just glance at it and find one thing you think's interesting. Like if you're a fucking jeweler and you want to look at jeweling or listen to us talk about jeweling, there you go. It's right there. It's super easy. All right, so that's about it. Let's get into the podcast.
All right, sweet. Tell me about Canada. Where are you?
I'm going to Toronto with Caroline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
I'm going there. I was going to go to a house in Colorado, but we were moving some shit, and that was no longer an option. So I was like, I've never been out of the country up north before. I've only been to Bahamas, so why not try Canada? Could be cool.
Me, Caroline, and my family, we all went to Canada once.
Oh, yeah? That's cool.
It wasn't the best trip, but
yeah,
we only went for about a day just to go in, say we did it. Quebec.
Yeah, I feel like you need a few days for a good
just
trip,
to kind of understand it, and enjoy it. Mm-hmm.
Just because when you do things so fast and so scheduled, I feel like it's so tense and stressful.
Yeah.
There's always going to be stress in a trip.
Of course.
It's going to be maybe on the first day and definitely on the last day. But if you got a few days in the middle where it's just cool, then it's nice, But if you're doing a one-day trip, I do those and I try not to.
Yeah, because the first day you're always, you're moving in, you're doing all the check-in.
You're getting comfortable.
Exactly. And then you're tired from whatever you took, whether airplane, train, car.
You're just off.
Exactly.
You need a moment, and then you don't have time to chill. When you're in a fucking airport, are you chill? Am I relaxed? I'm
Never.
I'm relaxed, but I'm fucking pissed off. I'm look at this dipshit, that dipshit. Bro, have you never been on an airport or an airplane? Take off your shoes, go through security, be ready. Don't just be do I take my computer out? Bro, it's 2020. Take your fucking computer out.
Yeah. It's, there's always something wrong at an airport, whether it's a delay, whether it's the boarding schedule.
Yeah.
Everything in an airport is just designed, I feel to just annoy you as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be super easy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know, back in the before 9/11, it was really, easy as could run through. But, I don't know. I guess the safety's kind of worth it. Honestly, I'm not a big... I don't really fuck with TSA. They're kind of assholes in a lot of situations. But, they aren't that bad. They do their job. And that's what you gotta understand about cops and all these people. I've had a few interactions with cops, and all my interactions have been good. And I know some people hate that, some people yada yada. It's
all about your experience with them.
And if they're good people, they're just trying to do their job. If they're not trying to get off on some ego trip of I'm King Cock here, I'm imposing my will upon you. If they're just hey man, I'm gonna do my job. It's gonna inconvenience you.
Exactly.
So what? I get it. It's your job.
Mm-hmm. I think it's more of the experience that you walk into it with, my cousin accidentally, got arrested on a mischarge.
Yeah.
And it was a whole thing. And if you go into that experience with a new person in a different situation, you're going to have the same results.
Yeah. I don't know. Because we got pulled over for a second. And the cop didn't even check my ID or nothing, just because we were hauling a big-ass trailer. And he's and this was cross-country. So we have Colorado plates with a big-ass U-Haul in, it was Missouri, I think.
Oh, God.
So that doesn't look sketch at all. And it's me and my father, and my father does not look any more polite than I do. So the cop rolls up on his window, and he's yo, I just want to tell you guys, your chains are dragging, and they're fucking sparking up. And my father, oh, sure, officer, we'll fix that right away. And I'm fuck yeah, we'll fix it right away. Like, okay, didn't ask for my ID, didn't do nothing to us.
Exactly.
And he was a nice guy, just totally chill. That's the right way to do it. And I was talking to my father, and he's had some mainly negative experiences with cops, but also some positive ones. I'm like, imagine, because I was kind of taking the argument, like, for the cops. Like, imagine if you're a dipshit and you got a fucking phone and saying, I'm just recording this, officer. Like, all he's going to do is tell you your chains are dragging.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my father's been around a little bit longer than I have, and he's like, yeah, but that camera shit may have cleaned up these cops' act a lot, too.
It's true, yeah.
Because back in the day, they didn't, not a lot of them act like that. They'll fucking push you around and treat you like shit. So, you know, I don't know. It's a balance. And
yeah, I think no matter who, you have to treat a person with respect. And 9 times out of 10, you'll get it back. Yeah,
that's the thing. And I think nowadays you can do it. Maybe in the past, maybe previous run-ins with cops. But you see it now. They get outed so fast. Cop fucks up once now and it's on video.
Yeah, it's over.
Dude, you're gone. But you're going into law or thinking about that, right?
Yeah. I'm thinking about going into law school.
So what made you want to do that?
Ooh, boy.
Because that doesn't sound like that much fun to me.
It is a lot of work. It's a lot of reading. It's always being up to date on whatever is happening in the news. But I do love it. You know, I'm taking a class right now, Law in the Courts. It's about 9 pages minimum that I have to write per week. It's a lot of work, but I'm enjoying it, you know.
Gotcha. That's too much for me. Like 9 pages of writing. What type of lawyer do you want? Do you want to be a trial lawyer? Do you want to be?
I have about 7 years to decide that. So
you just know, like, I kind of like law.
just general bias towards it.
But you also like music too, right?
I do, yeah.
So how's all this playing? You gotta explain it to me, man.
Okay, so
I've never really talked to Evan.
Yeah, this is actually the first time or second time we've
ever talked. So and I'm trying to get a feel.
Yeah, so let me just let's go back a little bit, introduce myself. I watched a different podcast. I'm not going to say it, of course, on this podcast.
You can. I don't give a fuck.
And I saw on somebody's story, go check out the Magnum True podcast. And I was like, I just caught up with this one. I might as well. And I watched all of them through. I'm basically the first fan on the show. Yeah. Original fan. You've had friends.
I've had friends. John and Kendall were fans. They came on.
Well, of course,
but like
fans,
the first dislocated just
exactly,
fan.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And, you know, I found it interesting. And the first couple of episodes, you know, they felt raw. They felt true. You stumble your first couple episodes.
Yeah. I was a bit of a mess, I think. Like, to put it plainly, I was a bit of a mess in Tallahassee.
It felt passionate. It felt raw, and I liked it. It drew me in.
That was the point.
Of course, every single episode, it's always improving, you know. The studio now, compared to the bedroom, it was...
Yeah, it's a lot better.
It's been improving every single episode. And I like it, you know.
Thanks. I appreciate it. So back to music. So are you like super passionate about music? Did you want to be a musician? Like, how'd that work?
I think everybody kind of wants to be a musician.
Like a little bit.
Everybody wants to be a rock star. But I played the drums for a couple of years. I was average.
Yeah.
Nothing special, but I was all right, you know. A lot of my friends are musicians. My best friend, he plays bass guitar, Kenny. Shout out, Kenny. But it's always been in my life, and I really enjoyed it.
So are you going to stick with it, or are you just going to become part of the system when you become a lawyer?
Oh, definitely just become part of the system.
Really? Are you looking forward to it?
I think at some point, you know, at least for me, I need to, you know, grow up, actually pursue something, you know, that I enjoy. And you enjoy podcasts, and you pursue that. And more power to you. It's a lot of work, but you enjoy it. Yeah,
I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's really not that much work, you know? I think, there's a few parts to it. You know, one part to it is it's a lot of work, but if you like what you're doing, it's not that much work.
Exactly.
I'm into it. It's not that much work. It could be a lot worse. To me, going to school, trying to be a lawyer, reading, that's more or less how do you even quantify work? Right. You know, that to me is not work. That's torture.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I don't want to go through that. I don't want to like deal with those things. I
get that.
I think I probably talked about it in the last podcast, but like how dropping out of school and all these things wasn't maybe the most mature decision. Like, probably not the safest. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I'm done dealing with this torture for me of school, and I'm just going to figure it out. And whether I'm successful, not successful, doesn't really matter to me, you know, because I'm just going to try to bang it.
Exactly.
And that's it, and just be happy.
Would it have been the most safe, decision dropping out? Definitely not,
No.
But the thing is that you didn't want to be there. You weren't happy.
No, exactly.
Doing
And I had no goal there.
Exactly. And with no goal, I don't really see a reason to be there.
Yeah.
In a college or, I'm not saying drop out of high school or anything like that.
No, I think you should graduate high school. Like, that's one thing. I'm like, I graduated high school.
It's a lot of work. It's annoying. You hate the people there, but just push through it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it to keep going. Where do you go to school now again?
Florida Southern. How do you like it there? It's a small college in Lakeland.
I dropped you off there. It's pretty cool.
It is, yeah. It's quaint. Everybody knows everybody, and some people don't like that feeling. Some people enjoy that feeling of community.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd much rather a larger school.
Really?
Just in particular, yeah.
I mean, I went to St. Stephen's, which was small. It's small, private, relatively. Whatever. Teeny. It's, it's pretty small.
It's got a huge, campus, though.
Yeah, but there's 70 kids in my graduating class, right? And
really? Only 70?
Yeah, it was super small. So I go to FSU, which is
huge.
Huge.
That has to be a life.
It's giant.
Change.
And
culture shock.
Mm-hmm. Well, not really. It was just like going to a public school, in my opinion.
Really?
Going from a private school. To me, that's how I equated it. Like, it's just a public school.
Yeah.
And it was so big where, I guess for someone that I just was like, fuck it. And I didn't really try to get involved.
Yeah.
But unless you actually try to get involved, you're just going to, be in the shadows.
Exactly.
So I feel like if you're going to one of those big schools, and a lot of kids say, get involved in clubs and all this.
But that's true.
It's true. You got to do that stuff if you want to, or just be a party animal or join a frat, or you got to do something. You got to put your name out. It doesn't I was talking with Dawson yesterday, and on last podcast, and he's explaining how he became a mascot, and we were talking about St. Stephen's, how you get your popularity, because everyone knows everyone, but you get your actual popularity up is by, hey, just being loud, really, if a lot of people hear you, which they can in the small school, then you're gonna get popular,
exactly,
quote unquote.
I don't know. I feel like. How long did you go to St. Stephen's? Did you go there
seventh grade?
From 7th grade, okay. Because I can't imagine just graduating with the same 70 people from kindergarten.
Yeah.
Just one day you decide to be popular and they're like, didn't you pee your pants in 2nd grade?
Yeah, but it's amazing because, you got to say 10 kids that went there since pre-K.
Oh, okay.
And then they all trickle in, and kids can really change, because me and Dawson, same thing we were talking about. And it's in 9th grade, some may not have, but if you're willing to just put in the extra effort and keep pushing and keep getting louder and louder, you will gain whatever popularity.
It's all about kind of your person. It depends, because you have to know yourself. For me, if I want to, and if I just have no drive, I will isolate myself.
Yeah.
That's just how I am, and that's how I will be. But you kind of have to put yourself out there, meet a couple of people.
Yeah, I isolated myself heavy when I went up there, but I chose to do it. But it wasn't that hard, because as long as I didn't do anything, no one gave a fuck.
Yep.
So that was kind of whatever. It fed the isolation and whatever.
And I feel like as long as I personally have a couple of friends, a handful, even one, I'm fine. But people are different. Some people crave.
So you don't feel it necessary to have a ton of them, or
no?
You don't like a ton of friends?
I mean, it's nice having a lot of friends and having the community around you and all of that. Yeah. But I feel like I do best with just a couple.
Yeah. Well, it's easier. You have a more feel for them.
Yeah, exactly. You know them and they know you. You can be real with them, and you can be honest with them. But I feel like with a lot of people, it gets kind of diluted. The value. I
think that's true. And what happens is, I think when you have a lot of friends, you gotta be perfect for all of them. Mm-hmm. I have just a few friends. I can be me 100% all the time. And they'll accept me for me. If you got 70, I gotta be friends with him on this level, and that's where
it's know everything about this guy, and then 70 times that I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, but just imagine politicians. They're trying to be friends with 300 million people.
Yeah.
And that's where I hate, like, even everyone says the Bernie Sanders, Joe Rogan was really good. And he went
on Joe Rogan.
Mm-hmm. And Andrew Yang and Tulsi Gabbard.
Wow.
Yeah, so he had a lot of the Democrats on there.
Man,
and
props to him.
Yeah. And it was cool to, like, see them talk and talk about their issues for a long time and all that. But they're still, like, presidential candidates. So they talk like fucking robots. Everything you can tell is very, oh, yes. And then Tulsi Gabbard actually dropped the F-bomb.
Did she actually?
Which I was like,
that's so fun.
That is so awesome. That is just cool. Because she was real with him.
Exactly.
But all these guys, it seems, are very, just on their points and talking about how great they are and what they'll do for, like, come on, man. Like, don't bullshit me. Let's just be honest. I want to see you as a person.
Exactly.
But it's, it is what it is. You can't.
Yeah. And I think there's a big, like, push right now in our politicians, our candidates, our congressmen. They try to appease everybody.
Yeah.
If you try to appease all, you'll appease none. And
yeah. It's a little sketchy right now. Especially, I mean, it's almost getting to the point, though, where they understand they can't appease all.
Yeah.
So they're just trying to appease their side to, like, the most. Like, I'm appeasing you the most.
Exactly.
Like, I am the most right. I am the most left. And that's kind of problematic, in my opinion.
Exactly, yeah. Did you, are you caught up with the...
Yeah.
Are you caught up with Trump's impeachment?
Caught up enough. He got off.
He did, yeah. And did you see the results of the voting?
Who was it? Romney was the only person that voted against him.
Yeah, the only one to get out of his political party. Which, I mean, kind of expected as Romney, but I find it interesting how politicians only vote for their side. It's for the benefit of their side,
Well,
it's very polarized.
They're put in such a... They make it combat. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be combat. It should be, I'm doing this for the people.
Right, yeah.
But they want to make it just anti. I'm anti this. Because that's why it's easier. I've talked about before on here how people just... They want to be told what the fuck to believe.
Exactly.
So you give them a list of this is what we believe on every single issue, and then that's it. It's easy now. You don't have to work through every single issue yourself, So I think that's kind of a problem nowadays. Romney voting against Trump, I was fucking with my father. I'm like, you know what? Maybe Trump will get impeached. Because I don't think anyone thought he was going to get impeached. Like, everyone knew all the Republicans are going to vote. Yeah. I'm like, imagine if they all just flipped. They're all just
100%.
Every single one is just like, fuck this guy. Like, we get Pence in. I think we can figure it. But, I mean, they obviously that would destroy them.
Yeah.
They can't. That's the problem. Like, they're all just trying to keep their party's power.
Exactly. Yeah.
If they actually cared.
And people aren't going to vote in a Republican who's going to vote Democrat even 50% of the time,
No. So what do you think about what's going on today in politics?
Oh, boy. It's very polarized, the two parties, We tend to only stress about the couple of things that we disagree about, Personally, I'm a moderate, but, I mean, that's every wishy-washy college student. But
I get that.
But, yeah. Oh, boy.
Well, what are your, like, thoughts? Do you have certain, like, topics that are, like, make or break, like... Environment, economic policy, stuff like that. Yeah. So, like, what do you think about the environment? All right, are you a climate change denier?
Definitely not. I do believe that the climate is, in a state of
peril.
It's interesting because a lot of the time throughout about the last 100 years, we keep on saying, like, icebergs are going to melt in 1970. Mm-hmm. And of course that passes, nothing happened. But it's definitely getting worse.
Oh, yeah. Did you see what temperature it was like 2 days ago in Antarctica?
No, I hadn't.
It was like 65 degrees.
Get out.
Bastard.
Fahrenheit or Celsius? Oh, wait, no, never.
I think it was Celsius. It would be fucking hot. Okay, bro. It would be like, I don't think that's even possible on Earth.
Yeah, 65 degrees Celsius. We're near boiling.
Yeah. But is that not hot?
No, that is
extremely it's hot. Antarctica, man. Antarctica is supposed to be frozen. Exactly. And if it ain't frozen, it's supposed to be a little bit above frozen.
Yeah.
65 is not... It was 65 in Bradenton a few days ago.
Exactly, yeah.
Or it was colder than that. It was 40, that's crazy.
Like a couple nights ago, that was... I don't really like the cold that much.
You don't?
Yeah. That's probably just me being here my whole life.
Yeah, I think we're going to suffer. Either way, because when it's the summertime and it's so hot, you're like, fuck, I'd do anything hysterical. And then when it's
everybody
winter,
gets on the climate change bandwagon as soon as summer hits. They're just like,
well,
all right.
when it's 115 or like when it's 100 degrees outside and I go outside to like, I don't know, I walk outside to get the mail and I come back and I am drenched in sweat. Exactly. You're like, this shouldn't be, like, this is too much. Like, this is too crazy. And I think, you know, nowadays with Antarctica being 65 degrees, everything just keeps getting more and more extreme. Mm-hmm. There are people that say, oh, it's the way that it all flows and this, that, and the other. So what? You know, we've proven that what we do impacts the climate. Yeah. Period. Yeah. So if it's going to get fucking hot, why should we try and make it get hotter? You know? Yeah, and I think for the past couple, 100 years, you know, it's been, well, this isn't my generation who's going to have to deal with the repercussions. Let's just keep on going. Well, now it's us. It should be us and our kids, our children. And they're going to deal with it. But it's even us now. Like, we're seeing it. And another thing I was thinking about, or I just thought of, with in the 70s, well, the big thing back then was the ozone layer having a hole in it. Yep, yeah. And that's when the global warming, now it's climate change, this, that, and the other. But we actually fixed, I think, the ozone layer. Which, I mean, shows that we did fix a little bit. I mean, quote unquote. It took us 100 years to get to this point. It will take us many hundreds of years to repair. Yeah. You know? Well, I think almost repair is impossible. Oh, yeah. It's more just like we're in a train going fucking fast, you know, and we're just like, we need to put the brakes on and we need to slow this bitch down. Exactly. Because the slower it all happens, the more we actually can deal with it. Mm-hmm. It's when it's just out of control and no one cared, and then it's going to snowball so much that we're going to be, I don't know what to do. It's you were talking a couple episodes ago about how, you know, if Republicans believed and acknowledged climate change, you would run through the streets. You know? Yeah, I would. But, I think it's more of like, you know, Republicans tend to say that it's just the earth, you know, just doing its thing, ice ages, whatever, how many years. Yeah. I think Democrats, they acknowledge it, but they do nothing to fix it comparatively. You know, they put they take out our plastic and our straws and they. Yeah, I mean, but they also, what Democrats do is they enact regulation, which is where that's valuable, you know, because there's no way to dampen climate change without putting in regulation. Yeah. Republicans, what do they do? Free up everything. You know, it's cut regulation, cut this, cut that, which is, it's decent for the economy unless you let these big businesses get too big. Mm-hmm. That's a bit of a problem, but you deal with that when you come to it, which we're kind of coming to it now with a few of these big ass companies. But Amazon is crazy right now. It's massive. Huge. Even all these companies are too crazy. We can get into that a little bit after. Yeah, of course. But so that's where the Democrats are actually, like, their job is to regulate more. Mm-hmm. Republicans' job is regulate less. But if we all could agree that we need a universal regulation, then it would actually help of just climate. You know, that's my main thing that I think, all right, we can all regulate that. Like, we all agree that that's something that needs to be imposed by federal government because the states can't do it. If the state's doing it and a state's doing it, like California's doing it, but we aren't doing it here in Florida. Or if we can't, communicate with China, say, yo, China, you guys got to slow this down. No way. You know, it doesn't matter. One state doesn't matter. If the whole United States gets behind it, yeah, and that's the problem. Then we got some power. Yeah, definitely. I think we're kind of going at it mostly the wrong way. You know, I think a lot of people, as Americans, we do cause a lot of pollution, a lot of trash, and everything like that. However, I think it's more of the top 100 countries, you know, they pollute 50% of the. Yeah, well, it's not us specifically. But we're the world police. Exactly. You know, so we take responsibility and we should have the power and we should be united enough on this front. Mm-hmm. If we can't even unite on this front, how are we supposed to impose our will versus any other country? Exactly. You know, they can't. They're going to be like, look at you, dipshit. You 50% of you people think one way, 50% think the other way. You can never agree. How are you going to tell me what to do? Yeah, and the evidence for climate change has been out for quite a while. You know, you look at top temperatures, like these last 10 years have, for a record, been the hottest years on temperature. Yeah, but the thing is, like the Republicans, they just don't want to regulate. Mm-hmm. That would just be like, they can't do it. Well, you have to choose. It's either commerce or the environment, and money usually wins. That's for sure. That's my problem. I think, like, all right, we're in 2020. We can't figure this part out.
Exactly.
Like, we've been around for a relatively short time, but grand scheme of thing, we've had some time to think about it. A lot of time. Okay, why can't we just fix this one simple thing? Because it's really not that complicated either, you know?
It takes a lot of time. The biggest problem is our oceans. A lot of people put effort, but most people don't really understand why it's specifically the oceans. Yeah. For instance, 50% of our oxygen, I think more, comes from our oceans. All the plant life in there.
The plankton and all that.
Exactly. And the problem with the oceans heating up is when you boil water on your stove and then you turn off the stove, which is our pollution, the water is still going to be hot for a long time. It's going to take a long time.
Well, what's happening is we release a ton of CO2 into the atmosphere, you know?
Yeah.
And the CO2 gets also absorbed by the oceans. That's what's like killing the oceans.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's making them toxic. That's one problem. And then the CO2 also creates greenhouse, the greenhouse effect where it just heats us up.
Yep.
So that's the problem. I think, I don't know a whole lot of the science of it. I'm going to be honest. I'm not a fucking...
I know a little bit.
I wasn't educated. I didn't go to college.
Yeah, me, taking, 4 college classes, I know pretty much everything now.
Obviously. No. You got it all figured out.
Yeah, I've, ascended.
You're going to be a lawyer. Well, what's next? What's after a lawyer?
I'm going to be the Prometheus, bringing the light to the humans.
That's good. I like that one.
Not actually.
Can you bring me the light first, though?
Yeah, no. No, but
I feel like I'm living in the dark ages right now.
What's next? I think a lot more college, definitely. Yeah. The problem is always debt, and
Are you taking on debt?
I am, yeah. Gotcha. Probably shouldn't say how much, but it's a significant amount.
Yeah, I bet. It's no joke, the college debt.
Oh, yeah.
I had Dawson on, and he decided to go to SCF to take on less debt. What do you think about that?
That's definitely going to be the right move.
Yeah.
Whether staying in state, that's always the thing is you apply out of state and you apply in state.
Yeah.
You get way more out of state because of money.
Yeah. They really want to just rape you.
Yeah. Pretty much.
They just want to milk you for all
not care. But I think it's definitely better to go in state. One, if you can get 100%, college free in state or 50 out of state, you definitely want to go in state.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you plan on working your degree, let's just say you're an engineer. If you get your degree at, University of Florida completely for free, and you want to keep working in Florida, your employer is going to be like, oh, my, sister's cousin, brother, daughter, whatever. They went to you.
And I'd have to imagine for like law, because you got past the bar here.
Oh my gosh.
But don't they probably tailor it a little bit more? Like if you go to school in Florida, we tailor it towards the Florida bar versus the whatever. That's
the problem right now that I've been worrying about. Even as my first year, I've only taken like one class in law. Mm-hmm. The bar exam is extremely difficult. So,
how long is it?
It's 5 sections. Okay. So you have 5 sections, and then there's a break after the first 3.
Okay.
And then in those first 3, one of them doesn't even count. It's just new problems that are like, gotcha. Well, let's see how they do on this.
Is it like multiple choice?
It's multiple choice, yeah. There's 5 answers for each question. It's a couple hours, and then the very last section is your writing.
Got you.
It's very fast-paced and very brutal. But if you can get a really good score and you get a good GPA, you can get into a Florida law school nearly 100%.
Wait, so do you take that before... But isn't that to become a lawyer?
No. Okay. So let's just say...
Or is that the law school entrance exam?
Yes, that's the law school. That's right. Yeah, right. Okay. So basically you do your first 3 years of college. Mm-hmm. And either your junior or senior year, you take the bar exam.
Okay.
Then you get your major and minor, depending on what you're doing. Let's just say I want a major in math and I get a minor in something else.
Gotcha.
Then I go to law school after I get my acceptance. Okay. I give them my bar score, my GPA, and they'll tell me, if I get any scholarships or where I'm going. And then after that, I get into the law school.
Okay.
And then I get my Juris Doctor, which means that you're a lawyer.
Cool. I did not
know your law
know
degree,
that.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So you can be a doctor at law too, but that's like irrelevant. Why is that pointless?
Your Juris Doctor is your doctorate in law. So basically, technically all lawyers are doctors.
But they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't get their doctorate.
No, not a medical doctor. Yeah. That's what I've noticed in college is nearly all my professors are doctors.
Yeah, I think it's more just an ego trip. Because I had a...
I can definitely see that.
Shout out to... Fuck the shout out to the head of SSES. I remember she became a doctor, but it was very late in her life. And it was like she was a doctor of English.
Yep.
And it's like, so you just went to school for 2 more years, basically, and now you can put doctor in front of your name.
Yep.
That's how I feel like it is for a lot of teachers. But also, if you're an academic, say, and you're a history teacher, right? Mm-hmm. You love history, you teach history, and you want to learn more history.
Yeah.
Why the fuck shouldn't you be a doctor? If you know everything there is about the Mongols because you've just studied them your entire life.
You have your doctorate in Mongols. Go for it.
Why not be a doctor in the Mongols?
Well, there is a problem with that, is that money.
Yeah, I mean... But
having a doctorate in something is not a cheap thing. Grad school is not only vigorous for the learning, the academics, but also the money. It's really expensive. Yeah.
I feel like people that do it typically have either... They really have their life, like, planned out. Mm-hmm. Or they already have their life figured out. You know what I'm saying?
Or they don't know what else to do, and they're like, well, I mean, I guess 2 years of school. Why not? Just to figure things out.
That's possible, too. But I feel like after... I don't know a lot, because I don't know a lot of kids that have even went that far. Mm-hmm. But I feel like after you've taken on... Say you've taken on 4 years of moderate debt, then you ramp it up to 2 years of higher debt, because that's more expensive.
Exactly.
Most people at that point are like... I need a job and I need this, and then I'll be a doctor, you know? Because just to go full bore, I mean, unless you're actually becoming like a medical doctor. But even then, they get their residency and they do other things before that, interning and whatever.
Exactly. And to go back to, out of state and in state, I just remembered this. I know somebody who's going out of state right now. Mm-hmm. They are in 6 figures of debt.
Wow.
Just from going out of state. It's a prestigious school, but it's a lot of money.
That's a ton.
So, I mean, it's interesting that, like, there's more people, in the world now, and they all want to go to college.
Yeah.
All get their college degrees.
Yeah.
And to make it, like in the olden days, 100 years ago, you went to college, well, one, if you were white and a male, but you went to college, not a lot of people did.
Yeah.
Only like 10%, let's just say, actually went and got their degree in college,
I say it like, if back in the day when you went to college, there's a reason. Like, you were intellectual.
Yeah, you were
now
a lawyer,
it's like, if
doctor.
you don't go to college, you're a dipshit. And if you do go to college, you graduate as just another college graduate, Yeah. So you're taking on debt. What made you even... You didn't want to, like, just start working now? Join the military?
Yeah. I mean, that's... I wouldn't say the easy way, but it's definitely just a different lifestyle, If you do... like school, you like learning, and you want something that needs a degree, I think more power to you. Do that. However, getting an English degree, if you want to be an English teacher, that's obvious. But
so for you, you didn't you didn't want to think that I'm gonna become a plumber or
I actually worked a trade job for about a year. I was a AC repairman. So
what made you not want to just carry on doing that?
Well, I lost my job. No, not actually, but I went back because I couldn't work during the school year because the job started at 8, ended at nighttime. I couldn't really do that.
You're in high school.
Yeah, exactly. So I went back the next summer. I was like, hey, can I get my job? And
No.
He found somebody. I applied a little too late. I forgot to call him.
I gotcha. Huh.
It was a lot of work. It was. Out in the Florida sun in attics all day.
You weren't into it?
Yeah, the saddest part is that, like, as soon as the AC actually started working, we had to go.
Yeah.
Our job was done.
Yeah, you guys got the tough job, but some people make bank at that.
Oh, yeah.
Some people really make a lot of money.
I remember talking, and we were thinking about how much money, like, in just one installation, he was making 5 figures. 5 or 4 or 5 figures just from one job, that took 2 hours.
Yeah, that's pretty high margins, you know? That's really good margins, especially if you got 5 of you guys working for him.
Oh, yeah.
Or 5 squads of them, so
exactly.
Just go out
keep
and
on building it.
Yeah.
You start from nothing, but There seems to be a stigma against trade jobs right now. That people are just, oh, you didn't go to college and you just, cutting hair, you know.
I feel like it's getting less, though.
Definitely.
Because there's more, like, I feel like there was a period maybe 10 years ago where it was bad, but now I feel like a lot more people, still not the majority, but a lot more people understand the difficulties with some people taking on debt, stuff like that. Exactly. People that really shouldn't, like, there's some people that should not take on debt, you know? Oh, no. They're doing it just to, like, party. And it's like, dude, you should really work at, you know, a trade job and then go out and party every night, but at least you'll have some money.
Be a DJ. Your job is party.
Yeah. But people shouldn't take on debt to go party, you know? People shouldn't do this or whatever.
I think the reason why college is costing so much money is to make a degree less obtainable, you know. They want... But the market is being flooded with, you know, college graduates now. You know, there's too many. And I think to kind of cut back on that is outrageously, you know, making it so expensive.
I see. I got to disagree with you. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. We can disagree.
No, because they make the loans so cheap. Or not cheap, so easy.
Yeah, very easy.
Just want to make money. I think that's what it's coming down to. Realistically, it's because they don't get as much state funding as they used to. I think because I watched a video on it and it was like, well, they lowered taxes, but the taxes doesn't go to the schools anymore, basically. So the schools get less and less funding. So they get in cahoots with everyone. Loans super duper easy. They get paid. Then you fucking take these kids and you milk them for all their money. And then the banks or whoever made the loan are chilling because they're collecting crazy percentages and they got you on the hook for 30 years.
I can see that. Yeah. That's an interesting point.
Yeah, that's where my problem is. Like, if you was with it, like, if you get into debt knowing the whole thing. Yeah. Good. You know?
I know, you know, I will be...
You understand where you're going to be.
Yeah. Probably paying this for the next 20 years. Yeah. Optimistically.
But you understand it. Yeah. You know, it's not like you're going out and just partying the entire time. Exactly. And wasting all your money. And I always say, I said it on the last podcast, I did not know that you got loans for just like spending money.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they'll just, And
I was
want money?
Yeah. I was like, how the fuck can you go out and do these things?
Just knowing you're on.
Knowing that it's loaned out money. It's like, yo, give me $50. I'll pay you $75 later. I'm going to go party right now. Are you crazy? And you don't have $75 at all. You're going to have to make that $75. Yeah. That's crazy.
Getting a job, like, you know, a lot of people go to college and never even have a job before, so they don't really understand how it works. But, like, I think once you get a job, my first job was, you know, I was a Bell's employee, you know, and shout out Bell's. It's a great store. But I was just cashier, you know, and it made me realize, like, do I really want this sandwich? It's $8. That's an hour of my time. Yeah. You know,
that definitely puts it in perspective.
And that's how I just kept on thinking about money after that. Yeah. Is, you know.
Yeah. You're
hours of my life. That's how trading away.
There was this, there's another video I watched. It was a TED Talk. It was this guy saying, like, the value of your money or something like this. And it was, he has a job that makes $100K a year. And he's got a car, 2 kids, a wife, all these things. And he laid it out, like, his time. So Monday, I work for my car payment. Okay. Tuesday, I work for my house payment. Wednesday, I work for the clothes that I need at this job. Everything revolved around the job. Yeah. And at the end of the day, he found a way to just move out on a boat. Like a nice, like, or a big boat with his kids. Yeah. And that's what he does now. He's like boondocks in a boat. But he doesn't have a job. Yeah. He's got a little bit of money, probably saved up or whatever, some investment or something. Yeah. But he has basically zero expenses. After he has the boat, food, you know, they figure out a way, whatever it is. But you get what I'm saying, how when you lock yourself in, every single time you do it, you're locking yourself in. You get a job, all right, that's one thing. Then you get a car payment. Then you get a house payment. Then, you know, people live on a payment schedule. Yeah. It's just, I don't actually have the money, but I can pay the payments once a month. Exactly. You know,
they say that if you have $10 in your pocket and no debt to your name, you're richer than 25% of America.
Yeah, because most of America's in way more debt than they'll ever even be able to get out of. And I mean, when you see that middle class families, some of them don't have $500 in their savings.
Yeah.
For an emergency? Mm-hmm. Come on. It's $500. Like, most people should be able to scrounge that together.
It's necessary, especially here in Florida with, weather, hurricanes, everything. We might not get earthquakes, That's the one thing that we don't have.
Fuck, if we had tsunamis... if we had tsunamis too, I wouldn't live here. Tsunamis are too scary for me. I'm a bit of a pussy when it comes to tsunamis. Because, like,
it's a lot of water, yeah.
Do you really want to be drowned to death?
No.
On dry land? Like, I'm just chilling here. It's dry outside. I'm like, I'm safe. So, and then tsunami comes and I ain't drowned in my house. Like, that's not fun. That is not a good way to go out, I
don't know too much about the story. I'm going to just ask you. It made me think of it. The houseboat. There was a guy I'm going to say Key Largo, but I'm not sure. Either way, he lived on a houseboat, and the government couldn't decide, like, whether or not he was allowed to do it, so they just destroyed his houseboat. Did you hear about that?
I have not heard about that. That sounds really fucked up, though.
Yeah, and he went to the court, and then they arrested him for being at court for some reason. And he got both trials going to the Supreme Court and won both trials. Well, one of the only people to win 2 different trials at Supreme Court.
I don't know anything about that, so I can't really weigh in on it. The only thing is maybe if he had a houseboat and he just left it out there and he didn't live on it or something.
Yeah.
Because obviously they didn't destroy it while he's chilling there.
I hope not.
So
take an axe though.
They were maybe like, well, can we? Because if he's in waters that aren't really, you know,
waters get a little strange and legal.
Yeah, you're the law guy.
Oh boy.
So you're trying to be. Do you think it's possible for you to change
majors?
Yeah, or like go from law to something else?
Yeah, of course.
You think?
Right now, your first year of college is basically gen eds, which you know what those are. But basically, it means classes that you need to take in order to graduate, like necessaries, because you can't have your college people coming out of your college knowing just their majors and nothing else. It just makes your college look bad. Yeah. Also because they want more money. But.
Yeah, they get, hey, stick around for 2 extra years.
Yeah, man. Sure. Just take a bunch of classes that
don't really matter.
Get them to take English class, see if he'll do it. Oh, he's taking 2?
Yeah, what an idiot, what a jackass.
Just Scrooge McDuck, just jiving into their gold.
Yeah, so how was high school for you?
High school was interesting.
Interesting?
It was pretty boring. I didn't have too many friends at high school. Again, given the opportunity, I will just isolate myself, and I'm pretty much fine with it. But
yeah. People are jackasses. You hear that, viewers?
They're ruthless. Man, they have nothing else to do other than, it's just...
Well, I feel like, isolation's easier if you have certain priorities. You know, if you have certain things you're really going after, certain goals, or a certain structure you want your life to have.
Yeah.
The more you're isolated, the better it is. Like, I'll go sometimes without leaving the compound. Days, because I got food, I got water, I got my gym, I got my podcasting set up. Electricity, like I'm good. I stay here where I got no point to doing extracurriculars. And I feel like with a lot of people that have a lot of friends, you always got something pulling you in some direction.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're going in a million directions, guess what? You can't go in one.
Exactly.
And you can't go in the one you want. Unless you want to be in a million fucking directions. It's,
you really have to put yourself out there sometimes. Like, in college, what I did is I joined, what are they called? Intramural sports. Mm-hmm. Meaning that it's just like for fun, I played volleyball, I went bowling.
Bowling?
Yeah, bowling.
I really don't fuck with bowling, bro.
You don't? It's, well, I mean, you play actual sports.
Well, I played tennis, but bowling, like, to me, I don't know, it's kind of fun, but, like, well, I don't know. I think if it was cheap, I'd be happy with it, but because it's, like, it's kind of expensive to play, like, a game or two.
Yeah.
It's, like, more expensive than it should be. Like, if I could go for, like, $20, play, like, unlimited games... Then okay, then it's kind of like an arcade, you throw some balls, you hit some pins, fuck it.
It's more about the people that you're spending time with.
Exactly. But
if you're going bowling alone, it's like a little psychopathic.
Yeah, well, that's just too tough for me, and it's not really my thing. But if you're going to go bowling, it's going to cost me $100.
Yeah.
Bro, I can find a lot of fun things to do with $100. Very fun things I can do with $100.
Yeah.
Bowling is not going to be the one. Like, if you can go golf for cheaper than that, like, I'd rather go golfing. I don't like golfing.
You like putt-putt?
I've done it.
It's we have Pirate Cove.
Yeah, I've been there.
I don't know. They have like this small enclosure, and there's just like 50 baby alligators.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. You get to throw the food at them or whatever.
They're so sad. It's tragic.
It is a little fucked up, but whatever. It's for entertainment, right? We're humans. Yeah. We're on the top of the fucking food chain.
Yeah, those they deserve to be in
if they want to bake
pen.
In the summer Florida heat, fuck them.
What do you think they do with their baby alligators once they grow up? What do you think they do with them?
Kill them. They probably don't make it that long. God. Like, do you think like if you got 30 alligators live on top of each other in a pen?
Yeah, no way. Probably.
They gotta be pulling out a few dead ones every now and again, right?
Yeah, that's kind of sad, but
yeah.
Shout out Pirate Cove.
Shout out to the alligators. Oh fuck.
Yeah,
what was I saying? I had a thought going on before this. Sports.
Yeah.
So what type of sports did you play? Sports in high school?
Literally none.
None.
No, I've never been a.
Technically, I didn't either.
Well, I mean, you did tennis.
I did tennis, but I didn't do it for the school. I was involved. I don't think I played a single tournament in high school.
Really?
Yeah, I just trained. Because I think, well, what the thing was the idea was.
Excuse me.
You're good. Don't worry. I fucking burp 1,000 times because I drink a Monster every episode.
Yeah, we can talk about that in a minute.
I've already had another Monster. This is my second one today, but I like them. So the idea was once I decided like, all right, I'm probably not gonna be. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to go pro. Mm-hmm. So you play to go college, you know. So I kept practicing. And you don't really need to be a fucking amazing player to go to college. But then I was like, I can't stand tennis, period. And that's when I started lifting. You work out a little bit, right?
Yeah, I used to a lot more. I go every day at college because, I don't know, I just have to set that time around.
Yeah.
I don't go in the morning.
No.
I can't do that.
I do it. I wake up at whenever the fuck I wake up. Some days it's at 8. Some days it's at 12 after like work. Mm-hmm. I get home at 3, 4 o'clock, In
the morning?
Yeah. Because I'm at the pool room, man. I'm a manager at a bar. So that's what you got to do. And I wake up, I eat breakfast, and then got to go work out eventually. Because also I get hungry. I don't want to work out after like 4 meals or 3 meals. Yeah. I want to work out kind of quick. But so what got you into the gym?
I mean, everybody kind of has their own reason why. Some people, and it's completely okay to say it, but some people just want to look better for girls, or they want to look better for themselves, or they want to feel more healthy,
Yeah.
Mine is, I want to feel more healthy. I want to be able to, protect myself, whatever.
Yeah, those are good-ass reasons.
Yeah, and, I went through, like, a couple of phases, like, I used to be 206 pounds. I lost 50.
So were you, like, 200, like, Chunka Wonka?
I was pretty chunky, yeah.
Were you like Chunka Wonka but worked out?
No.
Oh, see, I got
just regular Chunka Wonka.
I was like always a pudgier child, but not like it wasn't visible. It's just like my belly and like my cheeks, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then you ever watch Rich Piana?
I've heard the name. He's
a YouTuber, or he was, rest in peace. Oh, yeah. He died, and he was like 300 and something pounds.
Oh, really?
And he was eat big, get big. And I was a dumbass. Like, so I ate. So I got from like.
Oh, that's where I heard it. You were talking about it. Yeah.
I talk about him a lot. Yeah. So I got up to like 184, and I was like working out, but I was also like heavy. And this is freshman year. Mm-hmm. So then I cut it down to like 168.
Yeah, and cuts are brutal. It was not fun losing 50 pounds, but
how'd you do it?
A lot of coffee. That's...
So it's like starvation?
Caffeine. Pretty much, yeah. And the hard part about that is afterwards, is just not gaining it back instantly.
Yeah.
It's getting to a point where like, yeah, this is cool. Let me just, and then you get into the habit of eating again.
Well, it's, they say that the best diet is sustainable.
That's true. Yeah.
Just period. Like, that's why I think keto is so awesome. People can say whatever the fuck they want about how unhealthy this is or how unhealthy that is. But listen, if you can stay on a diet...
Forever,
like and that's why keto is so good, because it's kind of easy to stay on.
Yeah.
If you tell someone, and it's very simple, you can't eat carbs. Okay?
I don't know, man. Bread's pretty good.
I get it, but you can't eat carbs, but you can eat however much.
Yeah.
So whatever volume you want of protein and fat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or, they say less protein, but realistically, it doesn't really matter that much. Most people will be like, okay, and they can program their mind, but it's when you have to say, I can't have this much bread on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but I can't eat. You get what I'm saying? Exactly. When you have to do that, then it's not that hard to say, well, fuck it, I can have double tonight. I worked out extra hard.
My advice is, like, you don't need to get really technical. You don't need to do a lot of research. People complicate losing weight way too much, in my opinion. Like, I don't think that you need to weigh your food and all that. Like, unless if you're like pro like bodybuilder, you don't need to be weighing your food and doing macros and micros. It's just eat less. Like for me, I drank like 3 cans of soda a day. I just switched to diet.
Like you can do that.
That helped me a lot.
Sugar or drinks are the main thing.
Yeah.
I don't drink any or I drink a few, but it's all fake shit. I mean, it's probably going to give me cancer in a few years.
But you'll look great doing it, man.
Fuck it. If I die with a 0 Ultra Monster Energy, I'm happy, man.
It's a good way to go out.
It's better than going out obese.
With a bang, Bang energy drink.
On that road trip, I had a bang and 3 Monsters in a day. And
I eat your heart or something? Or?
I felt it. Like, I didn't feel it in my heart, but there was something wrong with my organs. I was so dehydrated, it took me because I wouldn't drink water.
Oh.
Because I'm like, all right, an energy drink is giving me the energy. That's what I need. I don't need water. I'm not doing anything. I'm driving for 14 hours.
Stones, bro.
Yeah. It took like 4 days for my piss to turn like normal.
Oh my god. That's something I always worry about. I don't know why. It's just kind of like an irrational fear. Is kidney stones. I don't know why I got it in me. I drink a half a gallon of water every day.
I think it's the diet drinks and stuff like that spurs it on, but it's like those things. Wuhan. Coronavirus. I call it Wuhan because I don't know. It just sounds better to me.
Yeah, the Toyota Coronavirus.
Because like coronavirus, it's like it reminds me too much of Cerveza and like fun times.
Yeah.
Like no, like Wuhan virus. That sounds kind of scary too. It sounds like
ooh, it's mysterious.
But it's like Wuhan.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get Wuhan, guess what? You're gonna get Wuhan. Yeah. There's nothing you can do to protect yourself from it, really.
That's true. It's mainly genetics,
Or just, it's if you're in compromised areas, if you're genetically whatever, if you're predisposed to die from it, like, it's just going to happen.
Yeah.
But should you be worrying all day? Should you be walking around with a mask on and, rubber gloves and this, that? Probably not.
No, not here at least.
It's not worth it. So same with kidney stones.
Yeah.
You can be worried about it a little, but the truth is you don't know how to like totally, or if you're not going to just totally just drink only water.
Yeah.
You might get them, you might not. So you just got to.
That's true, yeah. You could drink and nothing but water your whole life and still get it.
Yeah, it's possible.
I drink a lot of coffee. Do you ever drink coffee or not?
Every morning.
Really?
I drink a coffee for breakfast. Because it's just like it puts me in the zone for like, all right, it's time to get ready for today,
Yeah.
Because I'm addicted to caffeine. Like,
I get that.
Straight up. But so what do you think about this coronavirus? Oh boy.
China said that they had it under control, and a lot of people are like, stop freaking out about it, Mm-hmm. It's a virus that, it's killed only 100 people out of the like hundreds of thousands infected.
We're at 680 now.
680.
Yeah.
And that's something that you don't understand because this is exponential functions, not just, multiply. Mm-hmm. It's the first person dies and then more people get infected. It's exponential, meaning that we're going to get into the, thousands. 5 digits, 6 digits if we don't get it under control.
So are you afraid of it? What do you think about it?
I don't think we have much to fear here. It's the same thing with Ebola. They're doing, as long as China says they're doing what they're doing with it.
The only thing I think is like, imagine if China's lying. Imagine if there's 1 million people dead in China right now. We have no fucking clue. And it's all from Wuhan.
And
they got like 56 million people under lockdown.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
There's a lizard in your kitchen right now.
It's Florida, man. There's lizards everywhere. I try catching them, but they end up dying and starving.
We actually have a surprise guest on the show. It's that lizard. Sorry. Please continue about the virus.
Yeah. So, I mean, having 56 million people, imagine 1/6 of America just locked down.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. There's a reason for that, which I kind of get it because it's such a populated country that you know, it's so dense and it's so, in the dense area. So if one person catches it,
like
everyone's fucked.
10 people in your room.
Yeah, it's done. But like one person gets it, then everyone's got it, you know? So it's going to spread way easier. So I get why they're locking it down. That's my only thing with it, where I'm a little like, oh, why not? You know?
There's a little bit of evidence to lean towards that they're actually, you know, deflating the numbers.
Yeah.
Like anybody who dies from it is instantly cremated.
Yeah.
No matter what that's mandate. Interesting. I can see reasons why they would do that.
It makes sense. I
but
mean,
it's kind of suspicious.
There's a lot of suspicious shit that goes on in China. Yeah. We're going to know when everyone in Cali starts going and dropping dead. Then we got issues. But right now, I think we're okay.
I think
we
can do without California. No, I'm kidding. I'm messing.
You don't have to be.
They definitely have a lot of.
You could say California, Texas, Florida, and then whatever New York and North can just break off, and then that can be the United States, and we can be our own little countries.
Yeah,
maybe that'd solve a lot of issues.
Can we leave? No, definitely not.
Obviously not. Is it worth it to leave?
I know Texas has a clause that says that like if only 2/3 of the population say that they want to.
That's bullshit, though. They're never gonna fucking leave.
Of course not.
It's worth too much to stick around. And there's no. Those are. It's like Wuhan. Why worry about it until it actually is happening? Which, thank God, it's not an issue right now, because I think that'd be an issue, a big ass issue.
Yeah, and I think this is bringing up a lot of things in like America. Like there's anti-vax movements are kind of getting squashed because of spreading diseases. Yeah. What do you think about that?
Anti-vaxxers?
Or just vaccinations in general?
See, I actually do have like a conundrum when it comes to that. Because I think it's a libertarian where I'm like, do what the fuck you want. So if you don't want to get vaccinated, that's fine. Yeah. You know? Like, I can't, in my head, I can't reasonably like compel you or force you to do it. I don't think that's right.
The government should have no right to come into my house
and force you to do something.
Vaccinate my children.
You shouldn't be able not to get an abortion. You shouldn't be able to get them. Like it should just be whatever the fuck or you should be able to do both. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So it doesn't get confusing. Okay. You should be able to do whatever you want. Yeah. But I think that there are ways to fuck with people. It's like climate change. Here's mine. You don't believe in climate change? You don't believe in science? Okay. You can't get any vaccinations. Nope. You're an anti-vaxxer? You don't gotta get vaccinated. You can't go to the hospital. Yeah, and if you don't want to believe in modern science, that's fine. You don't get to participate in it though, and see how quick. And that's it's a bit of a coercive movement.
Just forcibly make everybody Amish.
No, but it coerces people, but it makes it pretty plain and simple. Yeah, you want to participate in the 21st century, 2020. You gotta be playing on 2020 rules. And if you don't want to play, that's fine, but you don't get to play here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh shoot, I just blanked on it. Yeah. Sorry.
So with vaccinations, it's of course it's good for you, and it's come a long way, and it's definitely helped millions of people. Like, polio. Yeah, we never have to worry about that. Smallpox, don't have to worry about that. It's worked miracles, and the complications, of course, as always in anything is your religion, and your stuff like that. So people want to put in laws that you need to get a vaccination. They're going to be free, unless if you have a religious belief,
Yeah, but even religion, like how long are you going to play? And if something was written 2,000 years ago, okay, a lot of shit's fucking changed since then. Oh, yeah. So even if you have a religious problem with it, well, guess what? You probably have if you're following the religion to that T. Yeah. To the point where, okay, I am not going to vaccinate my child because of this religious belief. Yeah. Well, then there's probably some other archaic religious beliefs that you need to obey by. Because if you're going to play on those rules, play them, but don't be wishy-washy. Don't do one and not the other. You don't get to do that. Exactly. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's right to try to game the system like that just for your own personal whatever. Yeah, exactly.
The problem with saying that religious, because, you could technically call alternative medicine a form of religion, and then nothing's changed.
Yeah, Then again, I don't think you should be able to restrict anyone because of their religion or anything like that. Yeah, but if you, believe in whatever, do whatever, practice what you want. But like vaccinations, like if you're going to be that petty and that whatever about religion and my religion affects my life that much, which is going to be a very, very small percent, then maybe it should be like, well, if you don't get vaccinated, you can't participate in certain things.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
And that's where the problems come in is you shouldn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
But the problem is when your choices affect the others around you.
Yeah.
And that's, if you don't vaccinate your kid, then
It
he
makes
gets
other
other
kids
people sick.
susceptible.
That's a problem.
Well, too, they say like with measles and stuff, the vaccine isn't 100%. But if everyone gets it,
it should be.
It's pretty impenetrable. But the problem is, if one person doesn't, or, a group doesn't get it, and even kids that have the vaccine, now you're still opening them up to get it because they can still possibly get it.
And that's where these problems come.
That's where it gets really fucking sketchy,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've been trying pre-workout recently.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can talk about pre-workout for a little bit.
Great. Okay. So I didn't really ever use it up until college. So
All right.
I didn't really need it. What I kind of did is I always go at nighttime about 9 o'clock before the gym closes, as in that time frame. And then I'm exhausted and I go to bed. And that's usually how I do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I felt like kind of like, lethargic.
Right. So what pre-workout you taking?
I'm taking C4.
Everyone takes that.
Really?
Time. Yeah. That's the most popular first pre-workout.
I wasn't using it first. I was using something else. But I can't really remember the name.
Hyde?
I have no idea.
No idea.
It came in a red box, and I got it on Amazon. So,
Okay.
But then my friend gave me a free test trial of the C4. Blew my mind.
Yeah.
It gave me the best workout of my life.
It's I don't know. I'm like, all right. I drink a lot of Monster. Yeah. Monster doesn't really do it for me, but this morning I had a coffee, which has a little over 100 milligrams of caffeine. Then I'll have a Monster. I got a Bang in the refrigerator, but that's only for big days because a Bang is
let's go.
It packs a wallop, and you better be ready to do some shit, and it's gonna throw you off.
Yeah.
I've taken C4. I like C4. It's a good one. It'll give you a buzz. That's how I look at it. Yeah. Do you need pre-workout to work out? No.
Does it help?
Does it make it better? Yes. Does it make it more fun? Yes. Because it's like having a buzz. It's like having a buzz and a performance enhancement in the gym. So why wouldn't that be fun? The shit that hits you, I think, with C4 is they crack it up with a lot of beta-alanine and stuff. So it makes, that itch.
Itchy. Yes. Why? Why would you want
Well, it's beta-alanine, and I think what it does, or I know what it does, it makes you, if you aren't working out, you're just going to sit there and get all itchy and shit.
I feel like a crack addict.
Yeah, but I took it's called NX6, which they sell complete, and it's like a pump booster. Yeah. And it's got beta-alanine in it. And then I take this other shit that's called Defiant Unleashed, and it's like meth. I'm not kidding. It's got DMHA in it, which I've explained on here before.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, it's 80% the strength of DMAA, which is related to ephedrine, which is where meth comes from.
It's nearly close.
Yeah, they're all chemically kind of like that. It's like an Adderall almost esque. And I would take the NX6 and I would take this stuff. So it'd be the double the beta-alanine, so double the itch. And I swear to God, it the water quality in Tallahassee wasn't that great, but it almost was not psoriasis, but a rashy kind of deal.
Yeah.
And I swear at some point from the tingling started actually showing up on my skin. It tingled and burnt so bad that actually affected me physically.
I always get it in my hair. As soon as I touch my head, I was like, man, my head is super itchy. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it helps, makes it more fun. The pump's good. Makes it way more exciting. Have you ever tried anything like bangs or?
Yeah, I definitely have had quite a lot of bangs. It just feels more chemical than coffee. I've always done
100% more chemical than coffee.
It's just I don't know what is in a bang. I know it's obviously creatine.
Well, there's 300 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah, 3 cups of coffee. But
that's
also
2 of these. That's why I can drink. That's why I can drink these, no problem.
Yeah.
When I drink a bang, it's fuck. We got something going on.
Yeah.
It's actually more than 2 of these because this is 140.
Oh, okay.
So if you got 300 plus, they have the COQ10, which supposedly helps your brain, but that might be a little horse shit. Yeah. But they make it where a little concoction.
I used to drink those, the white ones. It's just like I feel like my organs hurt afterwards. Like,
I don't know. You get used to them. You know, I've probably had. I don't want to say 1,000, but I've had a fuck ton of them because I've had like one a day for the past lot of months.
Do you buy them in bulk or do you just?
Oh yeah. We got a full. I don't even know where my mother found it because she does all my grocery shopping, and she like a full case of just white. Like you can get them in the cardboard box, but I'm talking literally like 4x8 of like.
Did you go to Sam's Club?
Sam's, but usually it's like a combo pack.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
usually,
so
she found just straight white. It's like what they probably sell at 7-Eleven.
Shout out to Mom.
No, they're so good. I love Monster.
Man.
But once you, how long have you been taking C4?
Ooh, less than a week. I had the test packet, and I was like, all right, I got to
and they're not that expensive. They're like $30 or something.
Mine was 50, but it's an average size.
Is it black or is it
black?
Oh, is it all black?
Yeah.
Oh, you got the good one. You got C4 Ultimate.
Yeah, it's cherry pie. It's not cherry flavored. It's cherry pie flavored. It's not it's not great to taste.
But it's the all black. Does it have like a silver top on it too? Maybe.
No, just I think a black top. If you want, I can pull it up. Oh wait, no, I don't have my phone.
It's all good. Well, if it's C4 Ultimate, then that packs like 3 times or twice to 3 times the wallop of regular C4.
Yeah, whatever it is, it kicks my ass.
Yes, because some of those, like some C4 has 100, like it's basically like a Monster with a little bit of pump shit and all that.
Yeah.
And then some C4, they basically just doubled the scooper. So it's kind of a scam.
It's a huge scoop.
Yeah, if it's like this big, then it might be C4 Ultimate. And it's basically like taking 2 scoops of C4.
Yeah.
So then you get really ramped up.
I used 2 the first time and I was like, man, I feel just nauseous. Like I have to go.
You took 2 scoops?
No, I took 1 scoop.
Oh.
I now use half a scoop.
Yeah, that's, you kind of got to feel it out.
Mm-hmm. It's just all about you, you know.
Yeah, that's truly what it is. My buddy, it was like my birthday. I was like probably 15. I was really young. And I just started taking pre-workout. I was really into it. And he bought me my first thing. It was Muscle Farm. It was like Arnold's.
Muscle Farm.
Yeah. MUPHARM. So like pharmacy.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was so bad. It was watermelon flavor. So you just eat the scoop. Because it was better than drinking it. Like drinking it tasted so bad. So
it just takes all the liquid out of your mouth. I've tried that.
Yeah, but me and my buddy, we weren't really that into or like knew that much about pre-workout yet. So we're in the gym, we're working out, and we're just like, I don't fucking feel it. Another scoop. I ended up taking 5 scoops of pre-workout that day.
Man.
5 scoops. We did the math. It was like 1,200 milligrams of caffeine. And I remember going home, and I was sitting like on a little, like this type of table. And it was my entire body was like, I don't know.
Vibrating.
Like, no, because I was crashing, too.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm like, I got hopped up, and I felt fucking amazing. I was working out. So when you're working out, you can really take a lot because there's a lot of shit going on. You're really just, fuck yeah, I'm pumping it out. And then when it all came down, I was like...
Just got to re-up.
Like,
another 5 scoops. Let's go.
Never again. I think I took that shit maybe one more time, and it was like... It was horrible.
Man. Yeah, I don't know. I try to use it, like... whenever I go, but I don't want to get like into the groove of it that I use it every time and I have to.
Well, what I do, and I've probably explained it on here, but if I got a light day, I'll do a Monster because that's just what I need. A little heavier day, a Celsius. Really heavy day, Bang, or my Defiant. Because I used to take like Bang 5 days a week or something.
Yeah.
And you build up a tolerance to it really easy, and it's like a $50, $60 pre-workout. I don't want to be double scooping that. That's stupid. But if you take half a scoop on most days, and then some days you need a full scoop, then you won't really get too much in the groove. Or if you mix it up with certain energy drinks, you know, or you can take non-stimulant pre-workouts that just help your pump and stuff. On certain days, and those are actually kind of nice because you don't get like I just would take the pills.
You don't get wired.
Yeah, you don't get wired. But you don't need to do shoulders. Like, if it's a 45-minute workout, do I really need to be that wired?
I've been messing up my shoulders recently.
Yeah?
I've been doing the overhead barbell press.
I don't really do it. My shoulders are destroyed from tennis.
Yeah.
And it does it. It's a compound lift, you know. It will gain your shoulders. But Rich Piana, he's like, why the fuck you gotta do other shit for your shoulders? Do laterals for 8 sets, 12 sets, you know?
Yeah.
Just do that. Because really, do you really care about this deltoid and that deltoid? No, you're doing it to make your shoulders look bigger, you know?
Yeah.
And if you're doing just shoulder press, that's just hitting your front.
If you do it behind the head, it hits your...
Yeah, it hits all of it. And you ever watch Mike O'Hearn? He's a pretty good guy to watch. And he's like 50, but he's been working out his entire life. And this guy's a unit. Like, you're going to think he's on roids, and he might be on roids. But you also look at his 8-month-year-old child, and the kid's got delts and lats.
8 months.
8 months. And you're like, he just might be the most genetic freak on the planet. Anyways, but he talks about, like, proper form. What you can do if you're fucking up your shoulders, just drop the weight to like nothing and just pump it out.
Yeah, that's true.
That's like, I don't go heavy on shoulders. Who gives a fuck how much you can do this, or even behind the neck press? And if you're doing bench press, then a little bit, but you're hitting your chest and your triceps.
Yeah, I think it just like kind of goes down to the point of how long you want to be there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how long you usually go. I used to do an hour and a half every single day.
Well, it depends. If I'm really depressed and I'm like not feeling it, it could be a 3-hour long workout. Because I don't usually cut anything. It's just the the intensity, the tempo that I'm at. You know, so I try to do, the quicker my workouts are, probably the better.
Yeah.
If I do a full workout in an hour, I had a great workout. If I do a full workout in 3 hours, probably was pretty slow moving. But if you're trying to do like heavy ass weight,
you have to take a lot of time.
You need a break. I was watching. He's the world's strongest gay. That's his Instagram
I think I saw
handle.
that on Snapchat.
And he's a strong man. And he was on Joe Rogan. He's talking. He's like, I do 15 minutes between each one of my lifts.
Really?
When he's trying to like go heavy because,
he's
trying to. You need rest.
I think you have like a couple of different kinds of stamina. I was reading a thing on that. It's, burst stamina is how much you can lift in just one, your max bench, your max
your aerobic,
squat.
your anaerobic.
Yeah, and then you have like regular and then like long-term marathon kind of stuff. But yeah.
Well, that's where like diets come in. Like if you're keto, your long-term stamina is going to be amazing because you're always just going to be tapping into that long-term fuel source. But I was way weaker when I was keto.
Really?
Because you don't have that. Carbs are a fuel source. It's glycogen in the blood. So you go poof, and that's where that's where carbs are valuable because it's like a quick boom and their energy already in there. It doesn't need to be taken away. It doesn't need to be, because fats are more tough to break down. Carbs are easy.
That's why you always see like Michael Phelps, he's always eating like pasta and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, because, those people carb load, so they can have a ton of carbs in them, so they can just go full bore, which I don't know. I'm not a full into that, but carbs are definitely, like, to me, almost a pre-workout, almost a little extra bit of energy especially if you're not on them and then you get on them.
Yeah.
I
don't know about you. I eat right before I go to the gym every single time, and a lot of people are just like, why? But
do you eat like Chipotle?
No, nothing like spicy or anything that's gonna like fuck with my stomach. But it's mainly just like a food that I like. It gives me enough energy. I can't lift whenever I'm on it. Jeez.
On an empty stomach.
Yeah, on an empty stomach.
I don't. It's so everything's 50-50 with me. Like if I feel fat, which is possible, I'm very self-conscious, very, very, very self-conscious, definitely. And if I feel fat, I'm like, all right, I need a caffeine drink, and then I'm gonna go work out, empty stomach, fasted cardio. It's kind of bullshit too. Like from what I hear, it doesn't really matter, but it makes me feel better, and I just miss a meal. And I can do it, and I can do it, and it almost feels better because the caffeine's gonna hit you on an empty stomach a little bit better.
Yep.
All that stuff. If I'm doing a heavier or like a more grueling thing, and now that I'm back on carbs, I feel like I need carbs before I work out.
Yeah.
But if I'm
that might be it. That's probably why.
That's probably it. You need the energy. But if I'm gonna do like legs or something that because my stomach's kind of wonky or whatever. If I'm working out and I just ate and I'm doing legs, I'm gonna yak.
Really?
Yeah. Like I don't have a fast metabolism. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
So I need like an hour to digest and, drink my pre-workout and get into it. I can't just, I'm going to eat something, fill up my stomach and go in there. Maybe a piece of fruit or a piece of chicken, but nothing, not a real meal.
Yeah, whenever I do cardio, I definitely do not eat. I can't do cardio and eat. Then you just cramp and all that.
Yeah. I knew kids like tennis players, because tennis players usually have like some of the craziest metabolisms you'll see. And they would eat Chipotle, McDonald's. They don't care, like a milkshake, be drinking muscle milk out on the court. Like, they really don't care, and it doesn't affect them at all. And I'm like, dude, I would have been yakking a long time ago.
Oh, yeah. I think it's just knowing how your body works, you know.
That's what you get once you get older.
You have to understand your disadvantages, and then, you know, you have to push through it.
Yeah, for sure. That's, that's how you get better. Like me, learning keto, all these things. You just learn more about your body.
Exactly.
And what I can do, what I can't do. If I want to look better, if I want to feel better, if I want to be stronger, whatever it is, I need to move and alter.
Yeah. And, like, I know that, like, you know, since I was, you know, kind of overweight first, I need to watch that.
Yeah.
You know, I need to make sure that I don't, you know. So I have to, you know, weigh myself every once in a while.
Yeah, just make sure you're kind of in check. It's mainly just staying on something you can do consistently, you know, and not getting sad, not getting down, you know, because then you're like, fuck it, like, what's life matter? You know, I remember when I was very sad, I quit eating, like, I was keto, and I was like, fuck it, I don't want to eat right now. Like, you don't even feel like, not that you don't deserve food, it's just like, you're down, you're tired, you're just like, I don't want to do nothing right now.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would I eat?
Yeah, and you have to understand, like, what puts you into that mindset.
Yeah.
For me, if I'm in, like, a very repetitive, like, you know, lifestyle, I tend to do better.
Yeah.
You know? So for some people, they can't just, like, sit down at their office desk and just work for 8 hours. You know, that's just different.
But you think that'd be good for you?
Yeah, I like the repetitiveness, you know, of the day.
The structure.
Exactly. Like, I get out of class at the same time every day. I wake up at the same time every day. I'm the most boring person in the world every day. No, but
it's fine. Like, I think if I went to, that's where college, everyone says how great the free time at college was, or is. I don't think it's that great.
I literally have none.
Yeah, but that's like, for you make it where you don't have any, so it's better for you. I like free time, but if I got free time, I ain't gonna spend it studying, period.
Yeah, too much free time, and then it's just more of...
So that's why I kind of bailed. Yeah. You know, that's another reason. I'm sure if I had structure, it wouldn't have even given me time to think, well, do I really want to be here? Like when I was in school. I didn't mind, I didn't like school, obviously.
Yeah.
But it was pretty easy because I would show up, get all my work done, do nothing at home, and that's it.
How many hours did you take in college? If you don't mind me asking.
I don't mind you asking. I might mind myself remembering.
4 classes? 3?
I think 5. It was like 12 or 13, 14. Because one of the classes I got put on academic probation. And the like first semester. Because I went for summer semester.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I fucking dicked around here. I bailed because I thought it was a shithole there. So I came here. And they were all online classes. I failed one because fucking... Well, it was already coming down.
It takes a specific kind of person to pass an online class.
Yeah. And I'd never taken an online class before. So they gave me like an hour. It was only an hour, 1 credit hour, but it was once a week. I had to show up. It was like Wednesdays for an hour, and so probably 13 something hours.
Yeah.
But I didn't do any work really at home. Like I did a little bit, but could I have done more? Could I have?
So did you take all online, or did you?
No. Well, a summer term I did.
Okay.
Summer term I took 2 online because I was like I knew I'd. Girlfriend here, this and the other. I don't want to be stuck up there. Like that was my biggest thing. I hate being, and that's my problem with school and structure and all that. I hate being stuck.
Yeah, and that's okay. Like, just people work differently.
Certain people, exactly.
And I love structure. I need it. You know,
and it's good. Like some people are gonna grow in those type of environments. Me, I'm angry. I'm feisty. I want to fucking break. Yeah. I don't want to be stuck here. You know, if I want to go do this, go do that, and not really, or have very minimal structure. You know, structure that I rationalize. Like my 2 days a week at the bar. Okay, I rationalize almost like a shot of medicine. You know, I got to do it, but it's the right thing. I'm working. I'm being a productive human. You know, I'm actually doing something. Order. You know, and. You know what, motherfucker? Like, you need to get used to a little bit of structure because no one's life can just be structureless.
Yeah, then that'd just be chaos.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine it.
Yeah.
Last semester, I didn't do too well.
Yeah.
And it was mainly because I had the same amount of hours, but it was just, okay, so we have this, like, next Tuesday, and maybe we'll have something Friday. This semester, My teacher is a paper Wednesday, a paper Monday, a paper Friday. Expect it. We have a debate every Wednesday. Talk about it. Learn the subject. And I can do that.
Yeah, it's better that way than I don't know what's, because humans are going to do what's easy. What's easy? Not doing shit.
Gratifying.
So it's just going to be like, oh, I put it off. I'm not going to worry about it,
The instant gratification versus the long term.
Yeah. And that's, I talked about with Colton. I talked about with Dawson a little bit. Like, some people, and I think the smart people should go for hedonic or some other type of happiness.
Yeah.
There's the hedonic happiness. That's just like, quick fix.
Whatever that's going to make you happiest. Do
right now. Yeah. Exactly. And that's not the right way. People shouldn't operate like that, or most people shouldn't.
In my opinion. And there are hedonists today. There's like a good couple of questions on like, where do you sit? If you want to go into that.
Sure.
It's a story about a woman. She's married to a man, and they have the happiest relationship possible. They have children. They've been married for a while, newlywed. Everything is great. This guy treats her right. He makes enough money, so she doesn't even have to work. He's the perfect man, but every night he sneaks out and has an affair, and she is none the wiser. And the question is, should the lady know?
Oh, shit.
It's the most happy marriage, but it's,
It's built up. I don't believe in, like, fraud or, like, lying. I mean, you gotta lie. You gotta do what you gotta do in this world, Yeah. So, whatever. I don't think that he's not a great guy. He's not a good guy. No one's gonna say that, but I don't think... Everyone's got the reasons for shit they gotta do.
Exactly.
And should she know? I don't know.
It depends on you. If you're a hedonist, then you should say, absolutely not. No.
Well, yeah, but at the same...
You would ruin her life. She would fall into a depressive state. She would never be the same after that. But it's the intelligence, the knowing.
See, I think...
The wisdom.
I think she should know.
Me too.
I think she should know. But if her life is really that happy, she should know, and she should let him keep doing what he does.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an interesting statement.
Yeah, because why should it ruin... If your life is so perfect and so great, and it really is amazing, okay? And it's not like he loves you on false pretenses. He actually, loves you, cares about you, treats you right.
Yeah.
And he's got a flaw. Everyone's got flaws.
Yeah.
So if he goes and cheats on his wife, as long as he's safe about it, as long as he's not going to bring it... If he does that from, 10 to 12... Okay, as long as it doesn't break into any hours out of the day. Everyone does things that doesn't make their family, their other significant other happy. Or they aren't necessarily proud of, or stuff like that. But I don't think that if she really thinks she has a great life and does have a great life, that shouldn't be the only thing that affects it and just ruins it.
I think that there are relationships like that you need to communicate with them and say, hey, I found this other person, but I don't want to break up with you. And that's obviously a hard conversation.
Yeah, it's hey, and then
I'm not a true fan of it myself. But
if she wants to break up with you for it, fine.
Yeah,
that's her thing. Being honest. It's like, hey, babe, I know we have a great life, but I do this, or I smoke crack. I don't know, just to make it. Crack. No, but if I smoke pot and you're an anti-pot person, well,
then
guess what? If I smoke pot from 10 to 12 at night and I don't affect you and we still love each other, it's still a great life.
Yeah.
Come on. How can you really be against me?
That's a really interesting thing. I'm going to have to think about that. I never really thought about it that way, but...
Hey. The name of the game's loopholes, dude. if you're trying to get through life...
And lawyer.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the name of the game.
The gray area is where it really, you got to figure shit out. Because and that's the problem with people. I bashed a lot. I bashed on people a lot last time. Now I'm going to bash on people again.
Go for it.
No, I don't want to bash on people. Just in general, I think people need to understand that, everybody wants it to be black and white.
Yeah.
Like Republicans and Democrats, right, wrong, left, right, all these things.
Of course.
It's not like that. And we're never going to get anywhere if you think like that. Mm-hmm. You got to try to understand one person's perspective, because there's a million shades of fucking gray in the middle, or 300 million, every single person has their own unique idea.
Yeah, from their upbringing, their psychological, how their brain works.
Everything. There's so many different, If you understand math or whatever, it's exponential.
Exactly.
There's so many different variables that no one is exactly a carbon copy.
Yeah.
So if people start to understand that the gray is where, the real truth lies, or the real, none of it's true, none of it's false, whatever will make the most growth. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but again, you can't make everybody happy.
No
matter what you do.
But people have to understand, well, all right, if this doesn't make me happy, but I can kind of rationalize it,
I can understand
and then
why.
they give me this, and then, it's all a wave.
Things never get any more easier,
Definitely not.
They always get more complicated.
Yeah, unless there's an extreme unifying factor.
Yeah.
That's where, I've thought about it. I wrote some type of paper on it in English. It was about Rocky. And how Rocky's amazing. And he's an example of, the difference between today and in the past. Mm-hmm. And in the past, and Rocky's obviously in the past, it was Rocky 4. And all the reporters are talking to Rocky and the Russian. Have you seen Rockies?
Yeah.
So Drago comes out. And Drago's wife is saying, oh, he fears for his life, and he does this, and he does that. And all the reporters are like, shut the fuck up, you stupid. Don't lie to us. We aren't dumbasses. And I'm like, if you did that nowadays, what would all those reporters say? Oh, my God, are you serious? Yeah. That's really what's going on? And it's total bullshit.
Yeah.
But back then we had a unifying a unifying enemy. Yeah. That was Russia. And now we have no real unified enemy. So everyone just wants to create an enemy.
Everybody else is our enemy.
Yeah. So we all get in our tribes and our groups, and then all the other people are enemies. Yeah. But if we have a massive tribe, which is the country, and just one enemy, or we got one common goal of getting better, which everyone wants to kind of say they're getting better, but they want to step on the other guy. Yeah. It's more if we want to get better together, then that's where actually progress can occur.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we don't seem to have a lot of those anymore, unifying factors. I think 9/11 was a big one, but even then, nowadays it's changed.
Yeah, well, now we don't care as much. And 9/11 was a factor, I think. I was born 6 months before. Oh, so really? I don't really know the whole time, the feeling of it. But it unified people, I think, to an extent, but also... We went over there, and it was a botched fucking job.
Yeah, and we're still there.
Exactly. If we went over there and we went plop 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 and just fucking cleaned it up,
Yeah.
And was concise and just cut it all, fucked them up real good, then I think people would be happier about the whole situation. Exactly. It wouldn't be such a debacle.
But now we have an entire generation of people in the Middle East who've seen nothing but Americans coming in, killing their people. Yeah. And it's now a whole generation of people just built on that sorrow and on hatred. It's their unifying factor.
And they're going to hate us for it.
That is. Yeah, of course.
And that's that. We got to... I don't even know what to say about that. There's no real... It's almost too tough to fix at this point.
Yeah.
You just have to... There has to be something that unifies them and us. Mm-hmm. There needs to be a common, you need to get on the same wavelength as these people. They need to kind of understand our perspective, and we fucked up in certain ways,
Yeah, but there's a lot of differences, ideology,
everything,
culture, region. It's a whole different continent, whole different religion.
Exactly. So what would the best thing be is, we pull out everything? You can't do that.
We're invested too far.
Not just that, they're so fragile. And there's been countries that we've pulled out of, and then it turns ISIS pops up.
Yeah.
And it's all right, we can't pull out, So we the more we put in, the more they hate us. Yeah. If we pull out, then it's just gonna be a fucking not cesspool. That's the wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
It's just gonna be a pool of hate.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be
a power gap.
There's going to be a power vacuum, and the only people that are going to fill it are crazy idealists.
The strongest are going to fill it, usually. What happened in Russia, as soon as that ended, the USSR they basically put up everything the country used to own, like the actual, capital owned, like oil, and they just, aristocrats took it all,
And it's going to be the most powerful, and typically what is that? The fringes. I don't think, unless there's some guy in the middle that says, hey, listen, I got the golden ticket, we're going to...
Yeah, the golden ticket idea.
Yeah, we're going to just all sprout and get better. And also, it's a fucking shitty area. Unless you got oil, what are you going to do, grow crops?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, once you do have oil, then other people want it, outside forces.
And it makes it more of a combatant. It's all anti versus you,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's interesting. They had a report on Obama-led drone strikes saying that 90% of his drone strikes killed civilians.
Yeah.
You can see why they don't like us.
Yeah, but I don't know. What are you supposed to do?
Well, more boots on the ground, that's obviously going to cost way more.
And it's going to be fucking deadly for us. No one wants our people to die.
A robot's okay, but when the robot's killing 90%
civilians.
of the time, normal, average people...
Yeah, there's no real way to, negate that. It's just a fucked up situation. Straight up.
Interesting.
We've done, over an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man.
It goes by fast
else?
on the headphone.
It does.
I don't got anything else to say.
I was going to say something about vaping laws.
Okay, let's do... I'm down to talk about
tobacco and nicotine laws.
Let's go.
Recently been moved up to 21. Do you have any opinion on that?
Of course I got an opinion on that, man. I think it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because first off, what's it going to
do? Nothing really. When you change a law, there's just another way around it.
Well, it's not. They don't even need to find another way around it. It's the same way. It's the guys at the marathons that were selling it to the 14-year-olds.
Yeah, it's
when
the
it was
same
18.
Guys who are
now they're selling it to the 14-year-olds. Yeah, now they're selling to the 14-year-olds at 21. So it's still even the kids. Because that's why they do it. They don't give a fuck about the 18-year-olds because you're an 18, you're technically an adult, kind of, in certain instances.
But not others.
It's
complicated.
Yeah, in America at least.
To say the least, yeah.
Yeah, but they don't care about them. They're trying because they think, it's too easy for little kids to get.
Yeah.
And I think vaping's bad for kids.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Not just their lungs, but their head, everything.
Yeah,
I think it's bad for mental health or all that. But they're going to get it anyways. So why restrict our rights more?
Exactly. Back in the 50s, when if you were too young, you just scratched out the digits on your, on your driver's license. Now you can't do that. So you get somebody who can make you a fake. It's the easiest time in the world to get a fake.
That's for sure.
$80 online.
Yeah.
And they just ship it to you.
And they're pretty damn good now. They scan and everything. And
everything.
It's a
little more work, but
it's a little more work. It costs a little bit more, but the kids that are savvy are going to do it. The kids that were savvy back then, most kids probably weren't scratching or doing whatever, to fake their age, but
the ones who wanted to.
Yeah, the ones who wanted to, the ones who thought about, well, shit, if I get white out, and I know kids have taken fucking markers on their legit ID, and they turn a 7 to a 2.
Get the hell out.
Swear to God, it works.
Does that work?
It worked.
Oh,
I don't recommend it. Okay, you aren't hearing it here that it works, but it has worked. Would
it work at the bar? If I showed you that.
Well, if it was a good ass fucking 2, if it says 2 on it, how am I supposed to know the difference? Even if it's fake, how am I? Fake IDs are pretty fucking good.
Yeah, but
how is anyone supposed to know?
On licenses now, it says this person is not 21 until this date.
So that's how, they keep trying to work it, but, So yeah, vaping, I don't think they should take our rights. No. Or at least I think it should be all right, I'm 18. I don't vape, okay? But
I should have the right.
I should have the right to go buy a cigarette if I want, or a cigar. Why can't I buy a cigar? Now you're making me feel like a child again.
Exactly, yeah. It's complicated, our rights,
Yeah, so I don't think they should be able to take that from me. If they want to restrict 17-year-old now, well, fuck them. You're too young. Sorry, kid. But nowadays, whatever. But that's the other thing. That shows government for you. When's government ever going to do anything right? They have ideas about, this will work, that'll work. Well, real world, that doesn't work, dumbass.
Well, yeah, it's because that they live 1,000 miles away from the people that they're governing.
Just that they're on a totally different wavelength.
Exactly.
Their perspective, they're never gonna see me, talk to me, really understand. They may say, "Oh, I talked to a person." Yeah, you shook their hand and spoke for 15 minutes, all right? Podcast, I've gotten to know you a little bit more. I kind of understand. I'm on the same wavelength. But, that's, we've been talking for over an hour.
Right, yeah.
So that
is
counts
he going
double.
to sit down with every single person?
No, and is he going to actually... No, he's just trying to sell it. These guys are salesmen. They just want to vote.
For the people.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the problem with politics. We probably shouldn't get into that. We're already over an hour.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah.
You good?
I'm good.
All right. Spin the Tough podcast. All right, you fucking bastard. See you later.
See ya.